In this blues guitar video, I'm going to show you how to solo using the blues scale. Welcome to Rock Like the Pros. I'm Terry Carter. The blues, the guitar, Marshall amp, orange cabinet. Come on, it doesn't get any better than this, but thanks for being here. We're going to talk about how to take the blues scale, which I'm going to show you, and how to solo use it. I'm just going to give you some tips on it. Now, if you're digging this, okay, if you want to learn more besides what I'm going to show you right here in this video, we're going to have a free blues workshop coming up that we're going to discuss this stuff. And I also have a fantastic course, rocklikethepros.com, the beginning blues mastery course. So check that out. But for now, what you can do to help me out is subscribing to the channel, turn on that bell notification, and then leaving a comment below if you're digging this. Even if you're digging a guitar, even if you're digging an amp, even if you're digging anything, leave a comment below, smash that like button, and share this video. All right. The blues scale. This is by far the most important scale you need to know as a blues guitar player. Now, you could play it in the open position, but I'm going to do it up here on the 5th fret, because this is like the meat and potatoes right here of the guitar. This is where it sounds really great, especially for blues, especially for soloing. All right. Now, I remember my teacher had a teacher when I was studying jazz at San Diego State University, Art Johnson. And he, as a kid, his idol was Wes Montgomery. And a family friend knew Wes, and he got to take a lesson with Wes Montgomery, by far the greatest jazz guitar player, if not one of the greatest jazz guitar players ever. He had to take a lesson with Wes Montgomery. If you don't know Wes Montgomery, make sure to go check him out. But even though he was a jazz guy, he did a lot of blues stuff, bluesy jazz. And what he told him was, if you can stick right here in it, about between the 5th, 8th fret, 9th, 10th fret, like this is the meat right here. This is the meat and potatoes of the guitar sounds the best. So that's why I'm going to do your scale here, do the scale, right here in the 5th fret. All right, so I was doing the few extra notes, but that's right. That's all going to come with you. Don't worry. There's nothing fancy about that at all. All right. 5, 8, 6th fret. Follow my fingers here that I'm doing. Next string, 5, 6. There's your blue note right there. 7. Next string, 5, 7. Next string, 5, 7. Now 8. There's your other blue note right there. Next string, 5, 8. Next string, 5, and 8. We're just going to stick right here with this one pattern, this box pattern, this main pattern right here for today's video. All right, so do that with me. 2, 3, 4, and... Now, you want to also practice it descending, coming back down, which is exactly the same notes, but sometimes that throws people coming down. Now, when you're coming down, you just hit this note once, but we'll hit it again now. 8, 5, 8, 5. Now, 8, 7, 5, 7, 5. All right, is exactly the same. So, by the way, it's all on the screen here, so you can follow along like that. Get this down. Trust me on this. Get it memorized until you don't even have to think about it. Because that's when the soloing, that's when the creativity can come out, when you want to start doing. And even if I don't even shift to other patterns, like sometimes it's real easy to go to that pattern or go up to that pattern, but we're not even going to do that. I'm going to show you how to solo now, taking that scale. How do you do it? Great question. Probably one of the biggest things people ask as a guitar player. How do you do that? How do you solo? I want to solo, but I'm not creative, or it's too hard. It's not. You got this covered. That's why I'm doing this video for you. That's why I did the beginning blues mastery course over at rocklikethepros.com, to show you that this is not hard and that you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. All right. You got to know the scale. Now, when you solo, you don't just run the scale. That's not a solo. That's just running the scale. But that's step one. So All a solo is, this is the easiest way that I can explain it to you, is just taking parts of that scale and creating phrases, also known as licks or riffs on the guitar. Okay, so if you take this, if you notice, that's taken right from the scale. For now, don't even worry about vibrato, bends, hammer on, pull off, slide, all that kind of stuff. You don't even need to worry about that. I know it's cool and it does add some flavor. It gives you your own style when you're doing it, but don't worry about it now. You just want to simply play it real straight, just using the scale. Then when you get comfortable with it, then that's when you can start adding that stuff, right? So that's just taken right from the scale, okay? Now, as you experiment, this is the thing. You can go and buy a book of 101 blues licks, 1,001 blues licks, 100,001 blues licks, all right? And they're cool, right? You can get some ideas. But the reality is that if you get this scale down, if you just practice with the killer backing track, which I'm about to play on in a second, and if you listen, that's very key to soloing. You got to go and listen to the greats. Doesn't matter if you're talking about B.B. King or Stevie Ray Vaughan or Robert Johnson or Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, John Lee Hooker, Muddy Waters, T-Bone Walker, Son House, Howlin' Wolf. I mean, even though some of those guys I mentioned aren't really soloists necessarily, you get the feel of the blues. You got to get it in your soul. And then when you start playing, that's going to come out, even if it's through osmosis. And then, of course, if you want to transcribe that stuff and do it, that always helps as well. But put the time in. There's no shortcuts here, right? There's no book. There's no one video that's going to be like, that's it. That's the holy grail. And in 5 minutes, I got soloing. You got to practice this stuff. All right. So what I'm doing, I'm going to play with this backing track now. And these are the backing tracks. These are the same things that I have in my course, rocklikethepros.com, Beginning Blues Master Course. These are the things we're going to talk about in the workshop. This is what you got to get down, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm going to basically play the scale. So you'll see the scale, and I'll do some licks. And so you'll see how just taking the scale, breaking it up, adding some different rhythms, adding some few things, makes it start sounding like a solo. So if you're ready, I'm ready. If you're excited, I'm excited. So let's go ahead and do this. I got goosebumps right now. That was it. That was one time. Nothing with that was planned. Nothing that was rehearsed. I just kind of was improvising. Now, I try to keep it fairly simple. I didn't try to go too crazy. For the most part, I think I might have played one extra note here or there out of the blues scale. I try not to do too much bending, but I know it did creep in. But anyway, that's the idea. You notice how much you can do just with that scale. You don't need to worry about going way up high on the neck, low on the neck. Just stick in one spot. Get good in that spot, and then think about moving to other areas. So what did you think? I don't know if you were playing along with me, but just how did you think? Leave a comment below what you thought, or did you get some value out of this? Is this something now that you can apply and help and yourself become a better soloist? So, all right, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget, rocklikethepros.com, the Beginning Blues Master. If you like this, want to learn how to do some rhythm stuff as well, some soloing, I break stuff down a little bit better. I actually have some solos that I wrote out for you in that course as well that we go over. So anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.